Political careers are on the line tonight for some of the biggest names in the Texas Republican Party. Senator John Cornyn and Attorney General Ken Paxton.
President Donald Trump's endorsement of Paxton over Cornyn in the Senate GOP runoff has given the Attorney General a big boost headed into today's election. ION Politics reporter Jack Fink is back to discuss with us now.
All right, Ken and Karen, the president's endorsement made news not only in Texas, but in the halls of Congress. I'm joined now by CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe, who is in Austin. And Ed, it is not every day in which you hear a challenger having all the momentum and a four-term incumbent like Senator Cornyn as the underdog, despite his big advantage when it comes to ad spending. So what do you make of this?
Well, look, for those of us from out of state, Jack, this is just the latest stop in the ongoing political retribution tour of the president. There were a handful of contests up in Indiana a few weeks ago where he endorsed challengers and they beat most of the incumbents. In Louisiana, he endorsed against the incumbent Senator Bill Cassidy and the challengers got into a runoff. In Kentucky, he endorsed against the sitting Congressman Thomas Massie, who he has been sparring with for years over policy. And now there's this race where Senator Cornyn, and you've seen the ads, suggests, look, I vote for him 99.3% of the time or support his policies 99.3% of the time. How much more loyal can someone be? Well, the president and the White House have said it's because Paxton quickly endorsed his 2024 campaign and because Cornyn essentially was critical of the president after the 2021 insurrection, those things being held against him, and it's what's putting Paxton now in the pole position. It is, in essence, his to lose tonight.
And Ed, President Trump disappointed, possibly angered Senate Republican leaders for endorsing Paxton over Cornyn. On one hand, it seems like the president wanted to keep the grassroots happy here in Texas with this endorsement. But my question to you is this a political roll of the dice when it comes to the president's agenda for the rest of the year and whether Republicans will have more difficulty holding on to this seat in November against Democrat James Tallarico if Paxton wins tonight?
Yeah, it could be two issues for the president. One short term. One, Cornyn may, if he loses tonight, join what we've started calling in Washington the YOLO caucus. You only live once, and you got a handful of Republicans in the Senate who are far more outspoken and critical of him now and threatening to vote against some of his priorities because they're retiring or they've lost primaries. And if Cornyn joins that group, it amasses to about 8 Republican senators total. That's enough to block his agenda. Long term, the bigger concern for Republicans nationwide is now we've got to go spend tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in the Lone Star State on TV and digital advertising and expensive media markets like the DFW, like Houston, like San Antonio, when we should be spending that money, they argue, in Georgia, North Carolina, Michigan, Maine, Iowa, Alaska, that are holding less expensive, equally if not more competitive races. But now they got to defend a race in a seat that the last time the Democrats won was 1988, right? So they're like, this could be wasted money on something that ultimately Paxton may win or lose by just a few points. What else might we lose in the meantime across the country that loses us the majority in the Senate, on top of all the challenges they're going to have in the House? So, if anything, it is an expensive gamble that the president has set up here, and one Republicans across the country will be watching closely.
And certainly we are going to be watching as well. Ed, thank you so much. Really enjoyed the conversation. CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe. We appreciate it. Ken?
All right, Jack, thank you very much. Well, please join us starting tonight at 7 o'clock as we watch results come in. We're going to have reaction from the watch parties and from expert analysis. Then we're going to wrap it all up for you on CBS News Texas at 10 o'clock.